Hello everyone. Welcome to another Death Battle reaction video. I'm SpectralStar. I have been sick for the past 3 weeks with the deadly you-know-what virus. And it's been rough. It's been tough. But I'm here. I'm soldiering on. I'm forging a path forward. I'm beating a new trail into the unknown, which is actually just the known, because I've done this for like 6, 7, 8 seasons or something by now. I don't even know. It's been a long time. Today we've got Pink Hair McGee versus Yellow Pants Magoo, and it's time to find out which one's more powerful, pink or yellow. It's SpongeBob versus Patrick. No, it's not that at all. Let's just go ahead and get into it.
Goku Black, the body-stealing arbiter of divine justice.
He sure is.
First Flash, DC's psychopathic speedster fanboy.
They say imitation is the sincerest form of flattery.
But I'd say the sincerest form of flattery is not trying to kill your superhero husbando. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons.
I'm gonna totally kill my superhero husbando. Husbando.
What consumes the thoughts of a god? What do immortals dream of with all the time in the world? In Zamasu's case, his one goal was divine justice.
Yeah, this guy's got major Final Fantasy big bad energy all over him.
As the assistant to Universe 10's Supreme Kai, Zamasu prized above all else.
That is a good point. He's kind of like, he's a lot like Kuja or something.
You know, I can burp and fart at the same time. Here, let me try.
Seymour.
Surprisingly, Zamasu despised the inherently chaotic nature of mortals, being seemingly unwilling to lift themselves out of their own cycle of violence and stupidity, like some people I know.
Yeah, I know those people too. His heart was clouded. Until the day he met Son Goku.
With God Ki, Goku could match blows with the god of destruction, Beerus. Their clash nearly destroyed the entirety of Universe 7, a cosmological structure at least 9 times larger than our own universe. At most, it could even be as large as 13 times greater than ours. Side note, it's worth mentioning that when 2 gods of destruction fought,
I love how they
casually destroying
referenced where they
since the shockwaves from their
said that,
traveled across Universe 7 in seconds,
which was the Sailor Moon Beerus thing.
Was tapping into his Super Saiyan God form for this, though clearly not at its full strength. While the exact multiplier for Super Saiyan Blue is unknown, Toriyama himself has directly compared it to the original Super Saiyan form.
And don't forget, Goku trained with Whis and fought in the tournament with Universe 6 before Zamasu caught up with him. So by that time, he was way stronger.
Here was a mortal with the powers of gods beyond even Zamasu's abilities. Someone who could bring his dreams to fruition.
So Sammy did what anyone would do in that situation. Kill his master to become the Supreme Kai, wish on the Super Dragon Balls to switch bodies with Goku, and kill every single mortal in the universe.
And thus the deity Zamasu became Goku Black.
Please, Goku Black? You couldn't be more creative?
No, you might be wondering, why didn't he just wish all the mortals dead? But that wouldn't be as fun, would it? Black's got all of Goku's strength and powers, but wielded by a genocidal maniac instead of that lovable goober of a monkey man.
And in keeping with Goku's Saiyan heritage and godly ki, Black can easily achieve the form of Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan.
But with a champagneful twist.
Super Saiyan Rose.
Rose? Really? What is he, a suburban wine mom? Watch out before he unlocks Super Saiyan Live, Laugh, Love! Techniques too, like an instant transmission, where he focuses on a person's key signature to teleport to their location. He's even got the Black Kamehameha, which is a Kamehameha, but pink.
And with a Saiyan body, he gets stronger and stronger every time he
the manliest color there is.
Harder and harder
pink.
Which really sucks for the rest of the universe, because Black is kind of like if Goku just snapped one day and used his powers to their full murderous potential.
Like the God Split Cut, where he surrounds his hands with a Keyblade to slice you to ribbons.
A Keyblade?
This very technique.
He's Sora.
kill Goku's family.
You can extend this key blade into a huge curved one called the Azure Dragon Sword, which, along with his Kamehameha, confirms my suspicions that Goku is colorblind.
Actually, Black's Azure Dragon Sword is named after a legendary weapon wielded by one of Earth's greatest warriors, the Desert Bandit Yamcha. Wait, what?
And he can make a scythe
Oh,
and
wow.
slice open space-time itself to create a bunch of shadow clones.
Wacky
Black,
stuff.
not Crater Boy over here. But his most dastardly weapon isn't a key technique at all. It's the time ring he got from his dead master.
This ring allowed Black to travel through time and even escape into future Trunks'
Crazy.
alternate timeline, where he had free reign over the entire universe.
And let him team up with his best bud, himself. Too bad Goku and company showed up to spoil the fun. But wait,
When you hug
Zamasu
yourself in a mirror.
Goku's body? How are there two Gokus? There's only one Goku in the multiverse, right? But Goku met Black before he met Zamasu, which means Black existed before Zamasu came up with the idea. And then they killed Zamasu before he could do it anyway, but Goku Black was still around? What the hell is going on?
Sure, it's a classic grandfather's paradox. The thing is, Black's time ring prevents
Okay.
him from being affected by alterations to his own personal timeline. So, killing him in the past doesn't change his future, and vice versa. He's almost impossible to kill because even if you do it at one point in time, he still exists at another point in time. And another.
It's split
and
timelines.
another,
Yeah.
And another. And another.
Oh god, I hate time travel. Black has crushed Saiyans like Goku, Vegeta, and Trunks. Hell, even Vegito couldn't beat him. He even merged with the universe to become one with everything. Like I said, major Final Fantasy villain vibes.
Yeah.
It took Zeno, the Omni King, the most powerful being in all of creation, to step in and erase that entire timeline just to stop Black's rampage. How ironic.
Burning the
Zeno's
cookies,
player
baby.
was
We
the
burnt the
eradication
cookies.
of
We gotta
all
take it
mortal life
back.
in the universe, and he stole the strongest mortal's body to do it. But in the end, he was always doomed to fail.
Of course, it's
His quest
Goku's
for
body.
Power meant nothing
Poor
against
Vegeta
the
fans.
That would always be stronger, no matter what he did or who he was.
And the universe ended up being
My plan to
destroyed
gah!
anyway. It's like one big cosmic joke with no one left to laugh.
You've been running around making messes for too long, and now I'm going to choke the life from you. I can't wait to watch you die.
Jesus. Jesus, Sean Schimmel. Calm down.
Barry Allen, the Flash,
Ah!
is one of the greatest
We're gonna keep
heroes
that
in
joke
history,
going,
an inspiration to many across time and space. And there's no better example than his #1 fan from the 25th century, Eobard Thawne.
Alright, Wiz, we've tackled a lot of stupid names for things in our years here at Death Battle, but I'm confident that Eobard is the dumbest f***ing first name I've ever heard in my life.
Eobard.
Eobard was completely obsessed with the Flash and dedicated his whole life to studying the Speed Force like a total nerd.
There's so many
Good luck
Eobards
to
out there
him, 'cause
like,
there's no way he's figuring that shit out.
But Thawne's life irrevocably changed.
Why,
the day he
boomstick,
discovered
why?
a time capsule from the 21st century. By some strange coincidence, it just so happened to contain Barry's costume. By experimenting on it, Thawne managed to replicate the Flash's powers, turning himself into a mirror of his idol.
And you can bet he totally crapped himself when Barry Senpai showed up in the future and took him under his wing. It was a dream come true.
Until Barry realized that Thawne had fabricated crimes in order to show up and save the day. Disgraced, Thawne promised to better himself before traveling to the past to prove his worth to his hero, to prove that their bond was special.
That's when Thawne found out that Barry already had a best friend, and a family, and a life. Without him, he didn't matter. He wasn't special. He was just a nobody Barry tossed out in the trash and forgot about. Like my Tinder dates do to me.
If only. When Thawne visited the Flash Museum in Barry's time, he discovered the secret identity to Flash's greatest enemy that in his future had been lost to time. The one Barry was fated to kill in battle. Eobard Thawne. Wait a minute.
Oh, ain't that a bitch? The shock drove Thawne mad. If he couldn't be Flash's best
Wow.
friend, he'd be his greatest enemy. And I guess also ensure his own future death.
He would
Yeah,
travel
weird.
from the future to terrorize the Flash
Not
family
very,
in the past. Revenge in reverse.
why not fight destiny,
He'd
right?
become the Reverse
I guess you can't fight it
Reverse
sometimes, but
Flash.
still.
We're really setting the world on fire with these names today, huh, Wiz?
Thawne draws his powers from the negative Speed Force, which he generates with every step he takes. just like Barry does with the regular Speed Force. The negative Speed Force gives Thawne access to many of the Flash's powers, including his mind-bending super speed, enough to travel all across time and space in days. He can keep up with and surpass other speedsters like Barry and Wally,
who once ran fast enough to cross the universe faster than two gods who could teleport. Wally even beat himself in a race, and Barry admitted Thawne was still faster than that. Wait just a second, he beat himself?
That's just...
That doesn't even make sense.
It's kind of gross. Gross display of power to beat yourself in front of other people.
Using them to their full potential without any care for collateral. Take, for instance, his ability to vibrate himself through solid objects.
Objects like, say, vital organs. And if he did, he'd scramble their molecules, causing
very
instant
evil.
death. Thawne did just that to Barry's wife, Iris. And Barry did not appreciate it.
Well, I would say not.
So powerful, he can even produce a counterforce that can reverse the destruction of the entire universe.
With these hands,
but even
I clapped him cheeks.
Like Jenny Ognats can do the same kind of thing. And when Barry and Wally raced each other, they were tearing up the entire multiverse.
Thawne can create shockwaves with a snap, phase into your body and possess you, and even speak
Wow.
at such high speeds that you'll hear his words as though they were your own thoughts. And instead of stealing your speed like other Flashes, he can steal your time.
Yeah, Thawne can yoink decades from your life and age you 80 years in just a few seconds. Kinda sounds like your sex life, huh?
I did not know he could do that.
But Thawne's greatest ability is his unmatched skill at time travel, and he uses this expertise to be as petty and cruel as humanly possible.
Thawne wasn't a dummy. He knew that if he went back in time to kill Barry before he got his powers, he'd erase himself from the time stream too. So instead, he'd just make Barry's life suck as hard as he could. Push him down some stairs, retcon his best friend from history, kill his mom. He even told Barry he'd go back in time and adopt him as his own son. Dude, what the fuck?
That's another big difference between Thawne and Barry. Whereas Barry only went back in time to save his mother's life, Thawne often went back in time to try to fix his own mediocre life. He killed his more successful younger brother, his career rival at the Flash Museum, and every single boyfriend his crush had until there was no one left but him.
And when she still rejected him, he went back in time again and made her an invalid for the rest of her life. Jesus Christ! This guy's a monster. But wait, Wiz,
what a
that's
shit
impossible.
piece.
Grandpappy Paradox or whatever. If he went back in time to kill someone, they'd be dead in the future, which means
he'd never know them and want to go back in time in the first place, right?
Wiz, maybe time is a construct with no legitimate unit of measurement other than the meager attempts man has made to understand the incomprehensible world around him.
Well, actually, Thawne was just inside the time
Good
stream
line.
when Barry initiated Flashpoint, which rewrote the universe while Thawne was technically disconnected from it. So, Thawne essentially broke. Literally, figuratively, mentally, physically, temporally.
Or maybe he just hated Barry so much it defied the laws of time itself. Whoa.
I love how dramatic
Or
this
specifically,
that
he
boomstick
became
is
a
getting.
living paradox, a being without a past or future, literally without continuity. Not only did this mean he'd be unaffected by changes to his past, it made him effectively immortal.
Stabbed in the chest by evil Batman, vaporized by Iris in some sweet, sweet payback, or getting Dr. Manhattaned by the big blue god dong himself. Thawne was always reborn, unable to stay dead.
But more than anything, it made him immune from consequences.
Unlike Barry, whose changes to time could destroy all of reality, Thawne could do whatever he wanted. He was impossible to stop, with no reason to hold back.
He's survived a hit from Barry while he had the entire Speed Force absorbed into him, and even Wally's infinite mass punch, which has the mass of a white dwarf star. A white dwarf is essentially the remains of a star's ultra-dense core, which has a mass of over 2 octillion tons.
And he took one of those to the noggin and just took a nap. Man, he must really hate Barry if a sun to the face can't take him down.
But he doesn't hate Barry. All of his schemes, all of his machinations, all of his insane timeline-shattering threats, all of it was because it was the only way he could think of to spend time with his hero.
That's really sad.
His
Stupid
costume says it
and
all.
sad.
He never intended to be the Reverse Flash.
Just
he wanted to be the
turn over a
Kid
new
Flash.
leaf or
All
something.
Thawne
I
ever
don't know.
really desired was to be by
Maybe I'm not
Barry's
getting
side.
something.
In the end, though, goody little Two Shoes Barry forgave him, and then
Really?
vibrated away his living paradox powers, erasing him from existence.
Though not entirely. Barry didn't
Okay.
kill Thawne. He reset his timeline, removing the one thing driving his hatred, his relationship with Barry. Without that, Thawne was a normal, happy Flash fan once again.
Oh, that's great.
Wiz, he'll be back. And when he does, there'll be no running. He'll always be faster. He'll always catch you. And time is always on his side.
Still think you can take me? Even death can't catch me.
Oof.
All right, the combatants are
Okay.
set. We've run the data through all possibilities.
Sorry about the low energy, guys. I'm trying. I'm trying to suck it up. I'm trying to get crazy. No, not really. I mean, I am trying, but whatever.
It was me, Barry. I was the one who...
It was me. It was Dio. It was I. Oh boy. This should be very interesting.
Mortals, sinners, prepare for divine justice.
Just, you know, just finishing a morning cup of coffee. Casual god stuff. I mean, we all drink tea or coffee or something in the morning, you know.
Excuse me, sir. I'm in need of your services.
God, look like a young Doc Brown getting mutilated.
Stand still and face your judgment, mortal.
Okay.
I'm loving the Bison vibes. With that laugh and the...
What do you think of this color? Is it not beautiful?
You look like a stick of cotton candy, bro. Ooh. Okay. Thrawn just taking planets, of course. You know, he can do that. He takes suns to the face.
Incoming genius. I'll end this fight before it even began. Death in reverse.
Magnificent.
Here we go.
Mortals, sinners, prepare for divine.
Oh, wow. Wow. What?
Why aren't you dead?
I'm so confused. I just can't keep up with this. Not today. I've met my match. People's gotta fucking read the news. Oh man, Quicksilver, he's gotta die again.
And atop all things and look down upon creation itself. That is the work of a god.
Okay. I mean, does
Threats to a living paradox.
How truly foolish.
So, is that
Oh.
important? How fun.
You know, we've sent enough people to that sun. We really should have a timeshare.
This was a fairly tricky matchup
Good
to
point.
figure out, least of all for their incredible levels of power.
Black could destroy
Yeah.
a universe like ours at least 660 times over. I mean, a punch at least as big as a star is really badass. But that's in another league.
However, there was a lot more to cover than just how many stars or universes they could blow up. At their peak, both Goku Black and Reverse Flash were so impressive they were removed from time itself. becoming living paradoxes, making any attempt to kill either of them meaningless.
Stupid time travel.
It's difficult to determine who would figure out a counter to this temporal invincibility first, but it would most likely rely on a combination of speed and smarts.
As far as speed goes, it's no surprise Thawne definitely had the edge. Yeah, Black's attacks could reach speeds quintillions of times faster than light, but Thawne is a Flash.
Even early in his career as a member of the Flash family, Wally West could reach speeds that were impossible to comprehend and calculate. There are numerous examples of this for multiple iterations of the Flash, many of whom Thawne was
another
clearly
reference.
equal to.
Flash versus
Plus,
Sonic.
He's kind of an expert when it comes to timey-wimey bullshit.
And he could likely overpower Black and destroy said time ring too. After all, Thawne once generated enough energy to counter the destruction of the entire DC universe, which is stated in comics to be at least 100 trillion light years in diameter. That's over 1 billion times larger than our own universe, and over 70 million times larger than Dragon Ball's Universe 7.
It's sort of impossible to lock down the exact limits of Goku Black's upper strength without getting into lots of assumptions and guesswork. He's obviously stronger than Goku was when he clashed with Beerus, but even being super generous with training and power boosts and multipliers, the gap here is way too wide to be able to just assume Goku Black could match this level of power. The DC universe is just too big. And remember, Barry and Wally's race almost ripped apart the entire DC multiverse.
It's also important to stress that Goku Black is not Goku. Goku's drive and willpower can push through even the most absurd limits to potentially match higher levels of power. Zamasu took Goku's body because he's more than willing to take shortcuts. It's an entirely different mindset.
Yeah, and once he took care of that time ring, Reverse Flash had a lot more options than just overpowering Black.
Yeah.
With that super speed, he could pretty easily scramble Black's insides or age him to death with a touch. Zamasu may have been a deity even without the time ring, but Goku's body is mortal with a limited range of age. Might have really screwed yourself with that one, huh, Zamzam?
Goku Black was a nightmarish foe, but Thawne's experience with time travel, ridiculous levels of hacks, and frankly impossible speed gave him the means to take the win.
This fight was definitely not sunderwhelming.
The winner is the Reverse Flash.
Because of the sun death. Okay.
I hope you guys enjoyed that episode of Death Battle. If you're looking for something else to watch, Season 2 of Last Laugh is available right now on Rooster Teeth. It's a show all about contestants trying to make each other laugh, but everyone trying their hardest not to. If you laugh, you're out. Watch the first episode right now by clicking the video on the side.
All right. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Yes. Is this next? Yes. Oh, thank God. I've been waiting on...
Oh, yeah.
God, I'm so ready for that episode. It's next, man. Yes, yes, yes. I'm so ready. Okay, all right. Yeah, once again, guys, sorry. Not much I can do about being exhausted, sick, and tired. But I hope you enjoyed this Death Battle reaction episode, and I enjoyed it a lot. I didn't think it would be this interesting, but my God, it was really cool to watch this episode, and the music and everything, the voice acting fits so well. The script that was written for it, just flowed into my ears, and it was just wonderful, and very good explanations. I'm glad Reverse Flash won, honestly. Reverse Flash is like one of the all-time best DC villains of all time, honestly. Yeah. And anyways, hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm SpectralStar. Omae wa mo. Kodoku.
Thawne can create shockwaves with a snap, phase into your body and possess you, and even speak at such high speeds that you'll hear his words as though they were your